Okay, you're ready for Papel Picado? Grab your tissue paper. You can get it at the 99-cent store. We're gonna grab a sheet of each color, okay? A sheet of red, just 4 sheets. A sheet of blue in this case, just put any color. If you don't have colors, just put the color that you have. And we're gonna do a green. And a pinky. This was very bad. Now we're doing good, huh? Pretty good. Okay. So what we want to do here is to square the sheets, you know, in the edges, align them on the edges. All right. So they look very close to be aligned, all of them, you see? All right. So do that first. You flatten it out a little bit. Okay, so you have the paper, line it up. It can be done with 1 sheet, but if you do 4 sheets, you're gonna see why, because you do 4 times the work in 1 cut. So now we're gonna fold it in half, all right? Bring it and fold it in half. All right, and make sure that the edges, when you fold it, the edges are super crisp. This is important here because you're gonna be cutting on the edges, so they have to be crisp all the way through the 4 sheets. All right? So now you're gonna have half of the size. Now that you do the same thing again, and then you do it to a quarter, you know? Move it to the edge, bring it to the edge, and then make it crisp. Now we have 1/4. We make another fold, and then we have 1/8. Okay, and then we do our final, and it will go to 1/16 of the size. What is important here is that you learn how to fold and make the crisp, because we're gonna be cutting on the crisp to make our shapes. All right. So if you have problems with 4 sheets, just make it with 2. It has to be a square at the end, like this. The edges have to be very crisp. Now get your scissors. You know. Then we're gonna make very simple cuts, just for you to learn how to cut the paper. Okay. So from the edge that is open, you know, make sure that you leave at least 1.5 inches to start, so it doesn't get too close and it doesn't rip. All right. So I'm gonna start like 1.5 inches from the edge, and I'm gonna make a cut in one direction like that, and be strong, huh? Don't be shy about making the cut on the paper. And then in another direction, we're gonna make a triangle, okay? Like that, until it folds, okay? Doesn't matter if you cut it over a little bit, but make sure that the piece that was here, you know, collapse, all right? So we have a room for another one in this other side, all right? So we're gonna make it here, and then the other one here. There we have our first 2 cuts, all right? Okay. Now we're gonna open it up, and you see, that's what we need, the crisp. We're always gonna cut on the crisp, okay? On the edge where the paper is full. So now we're gonna make another cut, you know, the same cut. Remember, from the edge, like an inch to inch and a half, we wanna make a cut, the same cut here, okay? Very simple. There, it collapses, and we wanna make one there. And one here. Okay? All right? We have 2 more cuts. Now, we open it up, and this is my folding edge, okay? So, again, you wanna make some hearts. So in order to make the heart, you go up and then go around and then you finish on the tip there, okay? So the cut should look like this, okay? That's half of the heart. So we do another heart again. We go up, around, oops, around, and straight down. There we have 2 hearts. All right, now if you open it, there are your hearts. Okay, and now we have our last cut, and as the paper is thinner now, you know, that doesn't have that many folds, you can make a smaller, more intricate cuts. All right, you can go, we can make like a big triangle, a small triangle, and another big triangle here. And here we can make half a circle, okay? So it's not all triangles, all right? And then we make another half a circle here, all right? And then we try to keep it sort of in balance, you know? And so here we're gonna make the same thing, a big triangle, of course, later you can do any shape you want. You want to start discovering things. This is a very basic shapes, and another big triangle. All right. So if we open it up, our paper should look like this. All right. And remember, this is a very basic, you know, cutting big because it's very bulky to cover a lot of space. So I try to use contrast, you know, the paper, like I'm gonna use this red, blue. So I align it in one edge, you know, put it on the table and lift the green a little bit, the sheet on top. And on the bottom, I put a very light, you know, a strip of glue. And then I flatten it out. Then I do the same thing in all the edges. I lift it, I put a little bit of glue. And that's one of the reasons for this kind of papel picado, is to start sort of far from the edge, because then you have a nice white edge to glue on, okay? And don't fight with the paper. The paper will fall into the other sheet, and then just tap it and it will get glue. You know, you don't need a lot of glue, you know, just a little bit, and tap it, and there you have it. Okay, now if you want this to be seen from both sides, then you go and put another sheet in the other side. So I align it, fold it. You know, my first edge is the one that is get fold, okay? Put a little bit of glue, go, tap it. Switch it around. Put a little bit of glue. As the paper is very fragile, you know, just be gentle with the paper and allow it sort of to do what it wants to do too, you know. Don't fight it too much with it, because then it gets wrinkled very easily. And
just doing some, sorry Gonzalo.
Yes.
Looking up some stuff about Day of the Dead, and it talks about the Papel Picado as being fragile, like the fragility of life.
yes, and also is that's a very, very nice analogy. And also it represents, you know, the way that the spirits move with the air, you know. So you know, yeah, that your spirit is present because the paper moves. Okay, so there you have it. You see, now is papel picado on both sides. It's reversible. Okay.